where they're at. But for our elected officials, you know, stop the psychotic, crazy, it's us against them. It's, basically drawing a line in the sand and get to governance, because governance is how we propel forward. I'll be talking about later on my show about like the congressional tax form, which was bipartisan. That's the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be having consensus. So that's one of my big pulls. But again, let's have a consensus about Taylor and Travis. No, Taylor is not ruining the NFL. No, Taylor's not a George Soros PSYOP agent ruining the government. She's a girl, well, a young lady who happens to be dating a football player who happens to be on probably one of the best teams that there's been since Tom Brady and the Patriots. So, for those of you, if you want to continue to debate this, contact me, email me, alina@purplepoliticsusa.com. I'd love to hear your thoughts about Taylor.
Love that. So good. Well, now we know where to find you because we are wrapping up the segment right now, but always such an honor and pleasure to have you on the show with us, Alina. Be sure to come back very, very soon because I know that our audience loves these lighthearted, fun, but sometimes edgy conversations about what's happening in politics and in your world of law. So thank you so much for tuning in today, everyone. We look forward to seeing you again next time. Again, I am your host, Rachel Weaver, and we will see you next time.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.
Welcome back to Be Productive. I'm your host, Clara Capano. When we talk about staying productive, one of the things that can zap our productivity is when crisis happens. So we need to be able to be prepared with processes, especially around how we're going to communicate with our team so that during a crisis, we can maintain a high level of productivity and not miss a beat. So to help me with the conversation on this, I'm bringing up my friend, Todd Wall. Todd, welcome to the show.
How are you doing? It's so great to be here. And handling a crisis is one of the most vital things we can do. So I cannot wait for us to talk about it.
Absolutely. It is critical. And as a leader, small business owner, this is something that we need to be prepared for. So from your area of expertise, what are some of the best practices that, managers, leaders, and we can have to communicate during a crisis?
First off, you need to understand what takes place emotionally within a crisis, and then that helps you lay out your plan. So a crisis is like someone tossed a grenade in the room, and that room that had all these beautiful walls and everything was nice. Now, all of a sudden, there's all these gaps. And there's all these question marks, and there's like this shock of what's going on. And so it creates gaps. And that's the first critical aspect, is managing these gaps. If we don't manage the gaps and place something intentionally in that gap that moves things forward, the negative or the fear will automatically be placed in that gap. Something is going to go in that gap regardless. And so it's first understanding that the gaps are there. Two, understanding that you need to craft and create an intentional message, because intentional messages create intentional results. And so we have to create an intentional message to intentionally fill those gaps.
Yeah. So how can we create a plan? Like, what would be some of the components? And, talk to us about how we can be ahead of this, because we can talk about it, but creating a plan to have on hand, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. First off, it's understanding that sooner is better. to delay is the longer you delay, the bigger those gaps get, and the more the people are going to fill it with fears. And the longer that fear sits in, those fears take root and they become the new reality. So the sooner you can begin communicating in an authentic, transparent way, like you may not have the correct answer. You may not have all the facts yet, but if you say, here's what we do know right now, that by itself will create an authentic connection that really soothes people's soul.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're being real and you're being authentic with them, people know when you're giving them a fake answer because people are looking for fakes. So if you're authentic and you have a normal, authentic reaction, that's going to really resonate with people.
Yeah.
The second thing is understanding that perception is reality. So we need to control. I mean, politicians know this also well. You need to control the narrative, control the message with an intentional. Here's an intentional understanding that a seed that we want to place within this gap and hope that it bears fruit. And so we intentionally really seek to fill that gap so that the team can move forward. The next thing, once you know what that message is who are the opinion makers? Who are the managers that are then going to send messages down to the rest of the team? What if you gave them one sheet of paper with talking points? Here's our understanding of this problem. Here's our steps going forward. We want to view this as X and not Y. And so when you communicate this problem, it's important you communicate it. It is 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You know, what if you laid that out to your managers or key opinion makers, got them on board, because they're going to be the ones who are spreading the gospel of the good news.
Absolutely. And I think, you've hit on so many great things. I think, during a crisis, people feel scared. They feel unsure. They feel confused. And what they want in their leader is confidence. And what I heard you say again about it's better sooner than later, even if you don't have all the answers, by just showing up and owning it and saying, okay, it's here and so am I, it shows your confidence and it allows them to, again, maintain their level of trust, which is going to help them feel better. And then, yes, as you have more information, laying out the directive. And I love the idea of controlling the narrative, because if you aren't controlling it, somebody else is. So we want to make sure that we're giving them the truth. Now, with technology, there are so many ways that we can enlist communication for this. How can a small business owner or a leader leverage, say, social media to help them communicate during a crisis?
It goes back to even communicating your brand message. Even it goes back to any basic communication. Where are people listening? Where do they hang out? And how do they need to digest that information? And so if social media, if connecting with your team through direct message on social media, that can be, the closer you get to a direct content, the more powerful that message is going to be. The closer you can get to one-on-one communication, the more powerful it's going to be. So, and then you just widen out your scope from there, but you expect the impact to have a lesser and less impact the wider that funnel gets out. So the greatest impact comes from that most personal contact. And then it moves out in like social media. If you need to make a post saying, hey, XYZ and 1, 2, 3, but here's what we believe, rah, 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 sis, boom, bah. Here we go. We're in a team. We're in this together. And then, you can use social media. It just depends. Mm-hmm. Where's your audience? Who's the audience you need to speak to? And what's the best way to speak to them?
Yeah. I think the biggest takeaway is, as a leader, you can't disappear. You have to be visible. You can't be an ostrich and stick your head in the sand and hope it all goes away. You've got to stand up. You've got to be authoritative. You've got to let your team know, I'm here. I'm here, we're in this together, and letting them know again that they can have that confidence, because problems happen, crises happen, but we also know that during crisis, there's opportunity. And I think as a leader, this is your chance to shine, to say, we're going to take this moment and we're going to work through it together and find the opportunity on the other side.
Yeah, and I think the two adjectives that really go the furthest in this is transparency and authenticity.
Yes.
Creating an authentic connection, showing them that you care about them, even if you have to let them go, even if there's a layoff or a cut, it's being transparent and saying, it's not you, it's me, that sort of thing. It's factors beyond our control. It's the budget just got tight and I'm trying to help everybody win. Showing authenticity and transparency is the absolute key.
It's that human element. And again, being able to leverage that. So Todd, thanks so much for sharing these, because, the more that we can be prepared, it also builds our confidence as a business owner. And we're going to be able to show up and be more purposeful and present in everything that we do. So how can people reach out to you? Because this is something that you work with business owners on a daily basis, in addition to other things such as brand messaging and, again, building quality communication in their teams. So where's the best place for people to find you?
Well, the short form on Instagram and TikTok, you can find me at TV Toad. That's the moniker that the Dallas Cowboys gave me. And then on Facebook, I'm Todd Wall 93, because that's when I graduated high school. I do have some age on me, experience, excuse me. And then LinkedIn, I'm at TV Toad as well.
Beautiful. Well, thanks so much for sharing. And again, for all of you watching, make sure you're getting your communication plans together. Don't be stuck behind the 8 ball should a crisis happen. Be there, be visible, be authentic, be transparent. Let your people know that you are there to guide them and to clarify your path to the future. Stay tuned. We'll be back for more Be Productive.
My name is Andrew Glisson. Over the past 4 years, I've built a portfolio of over 200 single-family rental properties that generate over $200,000 a month in income. I've put together a 6-step formula to help you consistently acquire rental properties that cash flow $250,000 or more a month and have $30,000 or more of equity built into them. This includes starting right, becoming bankable, buying right, renovating right, exit strategies, property management, and many more modules. Best of all, if you're not totally blown away by the content, we offer a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. If you're ready to build generational wealth for you and your family, look me up at sfruniversity.com.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit. And now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C. We're on the road to the White House. Tyrannies of the extreme must end. Americans firmly believe that the needs of the many must outweigh the needs of the few. What folks do in their bedrooms and the lifestyles they choose are protected legal rights. However, the other 99.9999% of Americans have a legal right to be free from those choices. Adolescence is tough, but it is a crime to interfere with the normal and usual course of nature, childhood development. Schools must operate within the parents' reasonable expectations. Most left-leaning folks are moderates. They want the government to have the backs of all Americans. Go to robertquigleyforpresident.com, find the donor box button. Team America needs your dollars. Together, we will make it work for all of us.
Paid for and approved by the Robert Quigley for President campaign.
Do you have a car sitting around you want to get rid of? Well, here's a great idea. Donate your car now to help local veterans in your area. Yes, just make one fast call to the Veteran Car Donation Program. Within a few days, we'll come and remove your car for free. You can donate any car in any condition. We'll use our vast network to sell it. The proceeds raised go to help local veterans and their families. And you get a tax deduction. And all you need to do is make this free call. Clean your yard up, get rid of an old car, and help the vets. We make it easy. Make this free call now. Book your fast and easy pickup. Call the Veteran Car Donation Program now.
Taking a trip in the next 12 months? Airlines are under tremendous pressure and they're practically giving away their unsold seats. Like every crisis, this one will end too. But right now is the best time to take advantage of giveaway ticket prices on their unsold seats. We're not allowed to publish these low fares online. The only way to get these rock bottom giveaway prices is to call. So phone low-cost airlines now for airline ticket prices you may never see again.
Welcome back to Be Productive. I am your host, Clara Capano. One of the best ways to maintain productivity and long-term sustainability with success in our business is to make sure that we are taking care of our clients. And one of the best ways to define that is to have a unique selling proposition, to make sure that we are always defining how we are delivering value. So to help us with this conversation and to give us some key strategies to help you build and define your USP, I'm bringing on my friend, Mark Wetzel. Mark, welcome to the table. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words there. Welcome to the show today.
All right. It's good to be here. Look forward to our conversation.
Yeah, so we are talking about, again, creating a unique selling proposition for our clients. So tell us first, how do you define, how does a business really start by defining their USP?
Well, it's a couple of different ways, and we actually, it's same thing, but we call it a MDP, a market dominating position. What you really want to do is address and understand the problems that you're solving out there for your particular market, and then providing unique solutions that are better than anybody else out there, and building your story around that. It's not around details. It's not around standard stuff that everybody offers, quick delivery, whatever. We sometimes overwhelm people with information that's like, well, so what? It's, everybody does that. You've got to, it's that unique part of unique sales proposition is, what are you unique at? What are you better at? What are you understanding better than other people in the market? Mm-hmm. This is done throughout industry, companies large and small. So if you get this message down, the chances are that you're ahead of virtually all of your competition by understanding what the problem are, what the number one problem is, and what your solution is, and providing evidence and what the impact of that your solution will be on them, whether it's business to business, whether it's business to consumer. Can you solve my problem better than anybody else? Again, looking at it from the consumer's side, what are you solving for me? Not just more details out there that I can find on any website.
Right. And I love this idea of uniqueness because I think, it goes on both sides of the coin. One is, as a company, how are we unique and how are we different? But then also tying it back, because companies are not one size fits all, and their struggles and their needs are not one size fits all. So we have to be able to, again, deliver uniqueness. And I think one of the best ways that we can deliver more value and show our differentiation is by being more relevant to the client. And that's, again, how we deliver that value. So as companies and as businesses are developing their unique practices, What have you found are some of the biggest mistakes that companies make in developing and designing their USP?
First of all, they don't.
That's a big one right there.
That's a big one right there. I was a victim of that a few years ago with a company that I ran. We were all hung up on branding, but we didn't stand for anything yet. So you can have a great logo and colors and a website and so forth, but if you haven't built a company around what you offer and why it's unique and why it's a value and why the solution is worth whatever you're charging for it, you've done things backwards. And it's a very, very common mistake that people will spend an immense amount of money on website designs and colors and logos and marketing efforts, and will kind of patchwork this together, but they don't really know why this is unique for a particular, why this is solving a problem for their customer base and why their solution is better than anybody else's. Again, it goes back to the basics of what are you really in business for, and why should somebody pay you instead of the person next door or the next person they're going to call. And if you're just caught up in what I call features, we want to overwhelm people with features. We give people enough features, they're going to buy. And when I was first in my sales career, that's what I was doing. Just feature them till they relent. It doesn't work that way. So you've got to get to the point, and when you get good at this, your company and your salespeople, you can start anticipating, because you see patterns. You can anticipate, and customers love when you can anticipate their needs. And that's one of the most valuable things that you can really do in tying your marketing message together with your sales process is, again, without being presumptuous, but anticipate what that next step is, or what the options for that next step could be, and be able to have a solid solution there for that next step. That moves you ahead of the class of pretty much anybody in your competitive market.
Yes, it does. One of the things that I work with my people on is even changing the verbiage that they use to describe themselves. And rather than just being a salesperson, it's I'm a proactive, trusted advisor. And I think that ties in beautifully with what you're saying again about thinking ahead, because when you can be the solution, to your client's greatest issues, that's how you become more valuable long term for them. So let's talk about USP and how it relates to impact. Talk to me about how it can impact both sales as well as the customer or the client perception.
It's a game changer. It really is. I can't overstate it enough. One thing that you have to understand is it can take time, and it can take some expertise out there, and maybe potentially some trial and error. So it's something that get a message out there and get your sales going, but keep refining this as time goes on. So, you really, it makes, if you have a good, solid marketing message and people understand what you can offer and what problems your company can solve for them, the sales process becomes, a dynamic of the sales process becomes completely different. Now it's all about more of the details, more of the information. What happens a lot is people will mash sales and marketing together. They don't have much of a marketing message. So now the salespeople have to be the marketing message. And even if some are good at it, it's not consistent. So different people can tell different things. So all of a sudden, and a confused mind says no. So it's one of those things of a consistent, solid marketing message really builds and changes the dynamic completely on everything else from there, all the way from through the sales process to the delivery of the product, to follow up, to service, whatever it might be. It really sets the stage for everything else.
It really does. And I love this idea of, again, bringing clarity, because when our USP is confusing or is non-existent, as we talked about, it causes confusion for the client. and confused people don't go forward. So having this, again, is going to make it more streamlined and more clear for all of us involved. So Mark, this has been such a valuable conversation, and I really hope that those that are watching are understanding, again, the idea of understanding that we need to make sure that we are connecting the dots and, again, really showing up and being the solution. So thank you so much for sharing this. Now, I know when people come to your website, one of the things that you offer on your website is you've written a book that they can gain access to that I know is going to help them with a lot of these. So
Correct.
tell us again about how to get to your website and tell us a little bit about this free resource.
So my website is www.reignitegrowthcoach.com. You scroll down into the middle of the page, there's the book, and you can download a digital copy of the book. It's been a while ago. I think it's 12 strategies. It's a textbook. It's 90 some pages. So the way I tell people to effectively use this is you're not going to sit down and read this like a novel. But what you can do is there are 12 topics. You can skip to the topic area with, because we've numbered the pages. You can skip to that topic area. You can get a little background. You can get some guidelines. It's more of a primer on what are some of the main strategies that we look at when we're looking to help companies, really try to grow their revenue and make, more efficient use of their operations, get everything tied together and synchronized. This book attempts to do that. I am working on another book that's being able to tie that a little bit more together. Again, just like every other business is evolutionary. So, we're looking to really kind of be able to tie this together in a little more context. Because one of the things about business that we understand is the language of business is the same, but businesses are vastly different. Yeah. And that's where people get really caught up in things is, they understand that they need all these different functional areas, but it applies differently to everybody in every situation.
And that's why having an expert like you is critical, because they can get the overview of the structure, but then you can help them customize it to them.
Yeah. And then kind of where are you going? Right.
Yeah, I love that. Well, Mark, thanks so much for joining us for another episode. So many great nuggets. I can't wait to go and download the book for myself. And for those of you that are watching, don't put those pencils and pens down, because we're going to be back with more Be Productive.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C. We're on the road to the White House. Climate repair in detail. Choices are fix the climate or the climate will fix us. Rate of extreme events increasing. Destructive impacts of these events increasing. Humans can't survive in 120-degree temperatures for long. Latin America had 100-degree temperatures during their winter. We have ice core, geological tree ring, DNA records, plus sensors scattered around the planet. Wilderness destruction and species destruction is everywhere, all caused by humans. Fossil fuels are the culprit, but we need them for a couple of decades longer. Team America will build direct air capture plants, rewild, reforest, and reintroduce family farms. Increase solar, electric will all be increased. Go to robertquigleyforpresident.com, find the donor box button, donate what you can. Team America needs your spare change. Join Team America, spread the word, and together we will make it work for all of us.
Paid for and approved by the Robert Quigley for President campaign.
The legal profession is not immune to the disruptive power of artificial intelligence. AI is reshaping the way lawyers research, analyze, and manage legal matters. AI-powered legal research tools can sift through vast volumes of legal documents, statutes, and case law in seconds, providing lawyers with comprehensive insights to build their cases. In courtrooms, AI is used to manage and present digital evidence effectively. It can organize and analyze evidence, making complex cases more understandable for judges and juries. In contract review, AI quickly identifies potential risks, inconsistencies, and compliance issues in legal contracts, saving valuable time and reducing human errors. The future of law is being shaped by AI. AI is streamlining legal research, improving courtroom presentations, enhancing contract analysis, and making legal information more efficient and accessible. Data Dive, infinite insights instantly.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by.
My name is Andrew Glisson. Over the past 4 years, I've built a portfolio of over 200 single-family rental properties that generate over $200,000 a month in income. I've put together a 6-step formula to help you consistently acquire rental properties that cash flow $250,000 or more a month and have $30,000 or more of equity built into them. This includes starting right, becoming bankable, buying right, renovating right, exit strategies, property management, and many more modules. Best of all, if you're not totally blown away by the content, we offer a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. If you're ready to build generational wealth for you and your family, look me up at sfruniversity.com.
Welcome back to Be Productive. I'm your host, Clara Capano. You know, one of the keys that we need to pay attention to into helping us make sure that we are showing up and staying productive is to have systems in place on the back end of our business. Systems that are going to ensure that our documents, our intellectual property is safe and secure. So to help us talk about some of the key things that we need to know, I have my dear friend, Will Waterall, here with us, and he is an expert in the field of digital management and keeping everything safe and secure for us. So Will, welcome to the show. It's good to see you again.
It's great to see you again too, Clara.
So you are just a wealth of knowledge. And I know some people joke around and they say, oh, you know, this isn't a real sexy topic. But you know what is sexy is staying productive and making money and protecting our businesses. And that's where you come in. So I want to talk a little bit about document management, you know, and some of the things that are important for us to pay attention to. For example, what are some of the things that we need to really pay attention to when it comes to document management as far as how we address the safeguards behind it?
Well, document management systems, otherwise known as DMSs or EDMSs, especially those leveraging cloud technology like Docuware, play a crucial role in addressing data security concerns for small and medium-sized businesses. Let's explore how they achieve this and the measures SMBs can take to further safeguard their sensitive information. Firstly, cloud-based document management systems inherently offer robust security features. These systems store data on remote servers operated by professional service providers, ensuring high levels of security. Providers like Docuware implement rigorous security protocols, including data encryption, both in transit and at rest. This means that whether your data is being uploaded, downloaded, or simply stored, it's encrypted, making it extremely difficult for unauthorized parties to access. Another key aspect is access control. A DMS allows businesses to set permissions where you can control who has access to what information. For instance, sensitive financial documents can be restricted to only your finance team and top management. This selective access not only enhances security but also maintains the integrity of your data by preventing accidental alterations or deletions. Regular backups are another critical component. Cloud-based DMS providers often include automated backup services. This means your data is regularly backed up to multiple locations, ensuring that even in the event of a system failure or a cyber attack, your data remains safe and can be easily restored.
About being productive just when we are showing up, but we don't think about how if something like this goes down on us, if we have a system breakdown, it's going to really put us behind. So it's so critical to start to pay attention to these things and to, again, have a reputable company behind us. Now, I'm sure that when we get these, there has to be some action steps we need to take around possibly training, setting up the proper authentications. So talk to us a little bit. What are some of the action steps that small business owners need to take to get something like this set up for them?
Well, for SMBs looking to maximize their data security, here are some actionable steps. Employee training, implement strong authentication measures, regularly update and patch systems, conduct regular security audits, have a response plan in the unfortunate event of a data breach. Leverage data encryption. DocuWare Cloud documents are stored with AES, the U.S. encryption standard for the highest security clearance level. In conclusion, document management systems like DocuWare provide SMBs with sophisticated tools to address data security concerns. By combining the inherent security features of these systems with proactive measures, SMBs can effectively safeguard their sensitive information. This not only protects the business from potential cyber threats, but also builds trust with clients and partners, knowing that their data is handled securely and responsibly.
I love how you talk about not just training, but also having a recovery plan in place. Because if something should happen, that's not the time to start to create how we're going to address it. We need to make sure we have all of those contingency plans done on the front end. So I think that's really powerful. Now, I realize that every company, every small business might have different needs. Are there any specific standards or, protocols that companies should be looking for when they bring something like this into their companies?
Absolutely. One of the big reasons to use a document management solution is to meet compliance requirements for your organization, such as HIPAA, Sarbanes-Oxley, GDPR, and CCPA, with reliable procedures to ensure the integrity of your business information. When small and medium-sized businesses implement document management solutions, especially those dealing with sensitive information, they must consider industry-specific security standards. Standards like HIPAA, which is Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, and healthcare, and GDPR, that's General Data Protection Regulation in the European Union, FERPA, Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act in education, PCI DSS, that's Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, is crucial if your business handles credit card information. Understanding and complying with these standards is not just a matter of legal obligation, but also a crucial aspect of maintaining customer trust and business integrity. The risk of one lawsuit or fine could easily pay more than your investment in a document management system.
I wanted to talk a little bit now about, why it's so important to have things such as encryption and limited access, or where you can give permission, especially in the realm of if we were to ever get audited as a company. So talk to us a little bit about some of those points.
Certainly, encryption access controls and audit trails are foundational elements of document security, especially for small and medium-sized businesses that might not have the vast resources of larger corporations. Understanding and effectively implementing these elements can significantly enhance the security of sensitive business documents. SMBs should ensure that their document management system provides strong encryption for data at rest and in transit. That's data being sent or received. This includes encrypting documents stored on cloud servers and those shared via email and other communication channels. Access controls are mechanisms that restrict who can view or use resources in a computing environment. In document management, this means controlling who has access to specific documents or folders. SMBs should utilize role-based access control within their document management system. This involves assigning employees to different roles and granting permissions based on these roles. For example, only HR staff may access personnel files, while only accounting personnel may access financial documents.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You know, I can see the importance of having these protocols. I can also see where a lot of business owners say, you know what, we'll get to that later. And they don't want to make the initial investment because, again, you know, money is always part of the bottom line. Talk to us about some of the potential risks and other costs that could be incurred if a company doesn't put these protocols into place.
Well, the risk and cost of delaying the integration of advanced solutions like DocuWare and other cloud-based document management in today's rapidly evolving business landscape are substantial, particularly for small and medium-sized businesses. For example, lost competitive edge in a digital-first world, businesses that fail to adopt efficient document management solutions may fall behind competitors who leverage these technologies for improved efficiency, data management, and customer service. And
you know, I think it's so important that we look at these things and, you know, just really like understanding the investment. So please continue.
I'm sorry, Clara?
Oh, I was just going to say, it's amazing, you know, people don't think of these things. And so I think it's so powerful what you're saying.
Yeah, this increased operational costs too. Cloud-based solutions like DocuWare typically reduce overheads. And, you know, this leads to significant cost savings. Vulnerability security breaches is another one. Compliance risk, efficiencies and errors due to manual processes, impaired customer experience. Customers expect quick and efficient services. Businesses not using efficient document management solutions may struggle to meet these expectations, leading to a loss of customer satisfaction and loyalty. So you have impaired employee experience as well. In conclusion, the integration of DocuWare and cloud-based document management systems is not just about keeping up with a technological advancement. It's a strategic move to ensure operational efficiency, cost effectiveness, data security, and regulatory compliance. For SMBs aiming to thrive in a competitive and digital-driven market, the question is not whether they can afford to implement these solutions, but rather if they can afford not to. The best practice for businesses is to proactively embrace these technologies, starting with a clear assessment of their needs and a strategic plan for integration that aligns with their specific business goals and operational framework.
So true. And I really love, you know, that last bit that you brought in, that again, we need to really make sure that we are investing in long term. You know, when people hire us, trust is a big part of it. And building long-term relationships, the center of it is building trust. And we can't have trust if we are opening ourselves and our clients up for these data breaches. And unfortunately, we're hearing about these every week. So having these systems is critical, because if you really want to build a sustainable business long-term and really be able to maintain that level of integrity with your clients, you've got to be able to protect yourself. So Will, thank you so much for sharing some of that with us. Where is the best place for people to reach out and find you if they want to learn more?
Well, if they want some more dry information, it's always technical stuff. Please reach out to me at my company email, info@precisionproductsinc.com, or at my website. And here it is on the screen. It's precisionproductsinc.com. And thank you all for having a time to invest in this part of the sessions that we've been doing. This topic is really strategic at CEOs and people who have the responsibility of taking care of their company with security.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love, the information you're bringing. And I think it comes back to this one main point, that an investment in your business today is also going to be an investment in your business tomorrow. So thanks for following this segment. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C. We're on the road to the White House. Today, we're going to talk about Republicans and obstructionism and big oil. Reagan raised and lowered taxes. Reagan said he hated government, but that was rhetoric only. Conservatism and international trade killed America. Republicans and big oil, they want dysfunction, extremism, and divisiveness. The USA can't survive without big government. Modern young Republican leaders totally misunderstand life in the jungle is short and brutal. Big oil and the wealthy want to stymie federal government. We must take care of all of our neighbors. Join Team America. Go to robertquigleyforpresident.com. Donate what you can. Together, we will make it work for all of us.
Paid for and approved by the Robert Quigley for President campaign.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new CareWatch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The CareWatch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. The CareWatch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your CareWatch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your CareWatch right now. Operators are standing by.
The legal profession is not immune to the disruptive power of artificial intelligence. AI is reshaping the way lawyers research, analyze, and manage legal matters. AI-powered legal research tools can sift through vast volumes of legal documents, statutes, and case law in seconds, providing lawyers with comprehensive insights to build their cases. In courtrooms, AI is used to manage and present digital evidence effectively. It can organize and analyze evidence, making complex cases more understandable for judges and juries. In contract review, AI quickly identifies potential risks, inconsistencies, and compliance issues in legal contracts, saving valuable time and reducing human errors. The future of law is being shaped by AI. AI is streamlining legal research, improving courtroom presentations, enhancing contract analysis, and making legal information more efficient and accessible. Data Dive, infinite insights instantly.
My name is Andrew Glisson. Over the past 4 years, I've built a portfolio of over 200 single-family rental properties that generate over $200,000 a month in income. I've put together a 6-step formula to help you consistently acquire rental properties that cash flow $250,000 or more a month and have $30,000 or more of equity built into them. This includes starting right, becoming bankable, buying right, renovating right, exit strategies, property management, and many more modules. Best of all, if you're not totally blown away by the content, we offer a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. If you're ready to build generational wealth for you and your family, look me up at sfruniversity.com.
Welcome back to Be Productive. We are getting ready to dive in to talking about financial analysis because let's be honest, as business owners and leaders, we've got to be able to account for the bottom line and be able to not only show ourselves, but sometimes those other people that are known as stakeholders, sometimes we have to be able to report back to them and let them know how productive we're being. So to help with this conversation, I am bringing on my dear friend Nora with Nora's Books. She has been a bookkeeper and in the bookkeeping industry for over 20 years. So she is an expert. So Nora, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, we're going to go to the bottom line and really talk about stakeholders because, again, as business owners, it's not always about showing up for ourselves. Sometimes we need to answer to the other people that are investing in our businesses. So, how does proper bookkeeping contribute to our effective financial reporting when it comes to reporting to those stakeholders?
So if you're having actually those bookkeeping rights, you will actually avoid underestimating or overestimating your revenue because I've seen it a lot. A lot of people actually overestimate their revenue. And if you are doing that, you're gonna show up, it's gonna be misleading for the stakeholders. They're gonna think like you're having a lot more profit and then you don't really have that. And you'll be asked, okay, where's our money, right? But
right.
And vice versa. If you're underestimating, then they might think, okay, it doesn't make any more sense for them to keep investing in your company. So you need to have real data. I see a lot of people, like, for example, an example of overestimating, they record loan as revenue. And that is not revenue. Like you have to pay back that loan. So that's just one example I'd like to always share because this is a very, very common mistake.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, some people can get really overwhelmed in looking at the P&L and what cost benefits. What would you say are some of the best financial reports that we need to pay attention to? Out of all of them out there, are there a few that are more important than others?
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of them are important in a different area. So you want to look when you look for profit and loss, that's going to show you all the transactions and give you the profit or loss from the name, right? So were you profitable or did you lose money? When you look at the balance sheet, you want to look at, okay, how much money in hand in that bank account or saving account, or how much asset do you have. You're going to look at liability, so how much you owe others, regardless if it's accounts payable, if it's loan payments or credit cards, you're going to see those numbers. And then you need the cash flow to see, do you have enough cash in hand to actually pay for your upcoming expenses that you need to pay for in order to keep your company running. So this is another thing you need to monitor very closely. Now, few very effective report to look at would be sales per product, to see if that product or service if it does make sense for you to continue doing that or no. Also sales per client or customer. So you need to see, maybe you need to give extra attention to that client and see other clients if they're not actually subscribing to other services you may have. Maybe now you can upsell, so you increase your revenue, or maybe you need to change something. Maybe you have some clients, they've been in an old pricing and you just updated the prices many times and they're still in the very old one. You missed those clients, right? So you want to keep an eye, like sales per client, per product. And so these are like the most things like you want to pay attention to. And I forgot to mention, with the profit and loss, you want to keep an eye on the sales to see that revenue coming in. Yeah, so this is basically what you need to look. So you don't have to look at every and each category, but at least those numbers you need to pay attention to.
You do. And I think, another big important thing that you hit on a lot is the concept of real time. We can't just do this once a quarter or once a year because it's probably going to skew the reality of what's going on. So how can really having this real-time bookkeeping that you help to provide help to us to really improve our analysis of our profit, our spending, all of those things?
So I always recommend that you want to have someone in-house helping you at least with organizing this data, sending that to the accountant or the bookkeeper, or at least doing the first step of categorizing to make sure everything is categorized right. And then sending any new information that hasn't been happening before to your accountant to make sure that she knows what's going on, so she can actually help you recording that accurately, and have a monthly meeting, at least monthly meeting with your accountant to make sure you are on track. I recommend more than that, like 2-3 times or whenever needed, an extra than just 1 or 2. You don't have to have it on your own. It depends on the company size, but you need to be informed as a business owner. You need to know how to read those financial statements. So you need to have that basic level of actually information, and you need to pay attention to one thing a lot of people actually they miss is tax planning along the way with your bookkeeping. So you have to add this type of services, because this does not come alone, and it does not come from someone who does not know taxes. So the accountant has to know taxes. So you need to keep an eye for on cash flow and tax planning, because you want to actually capture taxes at every step. See, okay, does this make sense? Should I? A lot of people make a mistake. For example, like we just finished 2023. A lot of people say, okay, I'm not going to be able to invest for my company and this, for example, marketing service. I'm going to wait until 2024. But when they do their taxes for 2023, they end up paying those money to tax. Like, why didn't they just pay it, invest it, and then they could have saved that money? But now, like, they have to pay that and then maybe delay the investment to grow their organization even longer.
Yeah. Really powerful stuff. I work with so many entrepreneurs and small business owners. So if you're one of those out there, I'm talking to you. You need to make sure you bring an expert in to help you with this. Again, this is not our area of expertise. I tend to think I'm pretty savvy when it comes to finances, but that doesn't mean that I am a bookkeeper and an accountant. It's a very different realm. You need to make sure this is for your long-term growth and your long-term protection. So many times people go through the year and they make good money, but at the end of the year, they haven't set enough money for their taxes or for other things, or like Nora was saying, investing in the growth of your business. So you've got to be able to make sure you're taking, scale of this all the way throughout the year. So Nora, thank you so much. Now, I know that you are housed out of the Chicago area, but I know that you can help others. So where is the best place for people to find you? Because I know there's going to be people out here that want to pick your brain and get some of your assistance.
Sure, I would love to help people to create the impacts and actually get that growth for themselves and for their family. So they can see me at noorasbooks.com/contacts, and they can book a call on Zoom, so they can speak to me or someone on my team to help them. Especially now, like tax season is coming, you don't want to do an extension.
Oh, I know. I have done those many times. So, Nora, thank you again for being here. And for all of you that are watching, again, watch your bottom line. It's going to help you make better decisions, which ultimately help you with a higher level of productivity. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Be Productive.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.